When Sonia and Colin approached me, I thought long and hard about it because, you know, it's the most successful literary franchise of all time with good reason. And, you know, people, the fans cleave to these characters in this world almost with their soul, because which 11-year-old doesn't believe that they're leading the wrong life and wants an owl to arrive with a letter saying you're actually a witch or a wizard? The prospect was
daunting.
Enormous.
The prospect was enormous for me too. The stakes were really high, and I had always been quite resistant, if I'm honest, to the idea of putting it on stage, and I've said no to so much. So it had to be a very special and unusual idea to make me think, actually that could be good. But if there's one thing I've learned in life, it is all about the people you work with. Sonia Friedman and Colin Callender came to me with a proposal that I really liked. And that's really where it began. But I didn't commit and decide until I knew who I would be working with, and it's these guys that really made it happen. It's been the most amazing collaboration. I've loved it.
When Jo was writing Philosopher's Stone, one of the cafes in Edinburgh that she wrote it in was the Travers Theatre, where I just got a job as an assistant director doing my apprenticeship in theatre. And I kept seeing this woman with a pram who was writing in longhand. Then Sonia and Colin introduced me to Jo again, and we were like, well, I obviously knew that I'd worked
He looked really familiar, but I thought I've now reached an age where you've met so many people that everyone sort of reminds you of someone else in your life. So I was looking at John thinking, you look really familiar, but I obviously have met, you know, another 3 men who look like, and then when he said, I immediately, oh my God, the Travers Theatre. That felt quite predestined.
And then
that was amazing.
the other people at the table had to just listen to us, basically.
Yeah, then we just talked solidly for an hour at each other.
Which has been the last 3 years.
Yeah, exactly right, yeah.
Jack I already had in mind to ask if he was interested.
We met at Marble Arch Station, walking up to the Park Lane Hotel, and John said, so I've been offered this thing, and I thought, you know, he was telling me that as a friend, and I was going, that's amazing, that'll be brilliant, and that's wonderful, and that's really exciting for you. And then he said, do you fancy it? And I literally fell off the pavement. John talks about hesitating, considering all the important questions that you need to consider and all those kind of things. I didn't hesitate 1 second, just walked in there stupidly like a ridiculous fireman that's poorly dressed, and just hoped that it would all be okay.
From my point of view, in those early meetings we had in Jo's writing room up in Edinburgh, which I cherish and remember so vividly, where, you know, we were talking about the Hogwarts Express and the scene that happens on the top of there. We were talking about basically the epic nature of the books, and how theatre tells stories much slower. These two were very rightly saying, but how are you going to do that?
We would have these ideas, and I kept saying, how will we do that though? And Jack kept saying, he can do it.
Yeah.
I had no idea how to do it.
He can do it.
Like you with writing, like you with novels and screenplays, you know, anything is possible. And I believe that of theatre, anything is possible when you harness the audience imagination in the right way.